These are my 2025 sewing plans, and yes, you did see that correct. There are 2 different categories this year. One, of course, is fabric, as usual. But the second one is trash. The trash items were items that were meant to be thrown out, and I've been collecting a few of them because I just want to push myself outside of my comfort zone this year and sew with unconventional materials, just to play around and experiment and to try new things. But we'll dive into that later. First, let's start with category number 1, which is my second-hand fabric. Starting with the first material is actually this cross-stitch, like little tablecloth thing. I currently have another box that I got from Vinted full of fabric on its way, and there's also some cross-stitch pieces in that box as well. And then I realized, you know what? Maybe I want to attempt this whole patchwork thing again, but it would be cute to do it with all different cross-stitch fabrics. I thought I could cut out sections of the cross-stitch and patch it together to create an actual like summer dress. I'm not sure what the style yet, maybe something a little bit more flowy. It could be fun to add more structure in the bodice and then like a little skirt, like a loose skirt, depending on how much different cross-stitch I can find and how much fabric to go with. A patchwork cross-stitch dress. This fabric I thrifted a while ago, and I did actually a poll on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, usually when I go thrifting, I put a little poll when I'm unsure about a fabric. This one I think was pretty 50-50 because people were like, no, that's really ugly, and other people were like, yes. So I listened to the yes people, obviously, and got this fabric. There's a lot of it, and it's actually just like a thin cotton with this terry towel-like treatment to it, and it's an additional stitching on top of the fabric. It's a bit of an odd fabric, and for so long I was thinking, what do I make from this? But then I had an idea. I think also a dress, but more like a Cicely Bonson kind of silhouette. I'm thinking like volume, big, but maybe little straps, and we can do the little straps in a matching pale yellow. But I just have so much of the fabric that I feel I could make such an interesting textural dress from it. It would definitely be odd, which I love. The weirder the better. It's kind of heavy though. Would that hold? I actually just found the label now. Did not see this before. And it says made in Holland. So it's actually a Dutch material. That's really cool. Huh. This plaid is probably one of my most favorite fabrics I have ever thrifted. I love it so much. I got it on Vinted, and it's just purely a scrap piece of fabric. Also quite a decent chunk of fabric, I would say. I'm actually really scared to cut into this because I don't want to ruin it. So I was thinking a very chic and simple like boat neck kind of A-line dress. I think that could be nice. I just love the fabric and the print and the plaid that I don't want to mess it up too much. I don't want to put too many style lines, because the more pattern pieces you have, the more you have to actually play around with the placement so you match up the plaid. When you match out plaid on shoulder seams and side seams, it just takes it to the next level. So I want to make sure the item I make, the dress that I make, has very minimal pattern pieces. But boat neck, plaid, dress. Chic and simple, but we'll match up all the plaid as best as we can. I think I might actually buy a pattern for this, for the boat neck dress. So if you know of a good boat neck dress pattern that is fully lined, I do want to line it, let me know, because I'm interested to see what options are out there. Then we have actually 2 beach towels. I've had these for so long, and I actually wanted to make, I don't know why I haven't done it yet, I've wanted to make a bathrobe from them. I just love the stripe on them, and maybe you know the Dusen bathrobes. They're so cool. I love them, and of course my stripes are nothing like the stripes on their bathrobes, but I just love the idea of having striped bathrobes hanging up in the bathroom. I think it's really cute, and I like the big collar, like that big roll collar that comes down. So that's kind of the style that I want to go with, and what inspired my idea to have bathrobes from striped towels. And lastly, this is my prized corduroy that I thrifted I talked about this in last week's video when I said I was looking for a corduroy, couldn't find any, bought some new, and then shortly after found some in the thrift store. It is so much. It's super wide and it's a lot. So I kind of want to make a matching set. Puff and Pencil recently released the bomber pattern, which is something that I actually don't even own. I don't own a good bomber jacket, which I'm a little bit surprised by. So we can just make one. And I think if there's so much fabric here, if possible, maybe I can make a matching skirt so we can have like a little bomber corduroy skirt set. That would be so cute. Oh, and I just bought these like gray knitted tights, gray and corduroy. That would be kind of cute. Ooh, I'm excited for this one. That'd be such a cute set for the spring, I think. Oh, I have so many ideas. I'm excited. I'm excited to just like get sewing. I haven't sewn for a while, to be honest. Ooh, fun. And this next project I want to make part of the fabric category. I don't actually have the material for yet. I'm still trying to find the perfect one, which is a blanket coat from the pattern from Erin Robertson. She was a winner on Project Runway. I don't even know like what season, but I watched her season and I really loved her. But she makes these amazing blanket coats with not even a sewing machine. It's all hand stitching, like all blanket stitches. And I just like love what she makes and I really want to try that myself. It's just trying to find the blanket to convert into a coat is kind of hard. So we're still on that journey, but it's definitely something I want to try this year. I think it would be a good like springtime coat. So hopefully I can find one before then. And speaking of Project Runway, this is what leads us to category number 2, which is all the trash. Ooh. My favorite episodes and challenges on Project Runway were the unconventional challenges. They had to turn unconventional materials like soccer balls, ropes, tarps, all sorts of things, but turn them into wearable fashion items. And I just think that would be such a fun challenge to take on, which is why I started collecting random things, because I have ideas for all of these little trash items I've been collecting. But I think we'll start with the giant tinsel first, because this is exciting. I just love this tinsel so much. But I actually bought it from De Bijenkorf, which is a luxury department chain here in the Netherlands. And my friend told me they were selling off all their old Christmas decorations because the season is done. So I went and they're selling one strand of this giant tinsel for only €1. So I got 3. I actually saved this photo of Greta Lee at the Loewe show wearing these tinsel shoes. And I saved this a couple weeks ago because I just love the idea of it. And then I came across all of this tinsel. I think that's kind of a direction we could head. I have a lot of it, so I think it'd be fun to either transform a shoe, like wrap a shoe with it, or to do like trim out a dress with it. Strap maybe. Oh, like this could be kind of cute. What else could it be? It's kind of itchy on the neck, so maybe nothing high neck. Could be a trim like on the bottom of a shirt or a dress. I have a lot of ideas. I'm just unsure of which idea to start with. Oh, it's so fun. I'm obsessed with my giant tinsel. Moving on from the tinsel, I have this bag of string. It was from a hammock that I thrifted last year. I ended up using the actual fabric of the hammock to make flower bags, but now I have all of this string left over and some of it's really short pieces. So I kind of want to do like a fitted top and then use the string as like a surface detail. Maybe I'll like make some swatches. Yeah. I completed a little swatch so you have a better understanding of what I mean by creating a texture and an applique with the cording. So it's more like this, like a 3D kind of print on top of a fabric. I think it would just be fun to play around and experiment, and even on like a bustier or like a little top, because I don't have a ton of rope, but there's enough to just play around with shape. Maybe I follow like the contour of a body, or yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what I want it to be exactly, but I know that I want to play with the cording and play with texture a lot more. This is what I mean by being more experimental. Even if it doesn't work out in the end, it would still be a fun project to work with something like this. The next trash item is another textile. It's a little jewelry bag. I have so many. I got these from a retail store. They just didn't need them anymore because there were so many. And it's just this little cotton bag. You pull the edges and it tightens. So I have a lot of them. There are 2 different sizes. I only have a couple of the big ones. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Where did my needle and thread go? I attached all the bottoms together here and then also the top, so they're all attached together. But what if I like tighten them all? It could be something, you know? I have this string. Let's say I attach it to one of the bags inside if I sewed it on. It could be a thing, you know? Like, oh yeah, this is my little multi-pouch purse. It's weird, but it's an idea. I'm gonna put all my little samples off to the side and hang them up as inspiration. And the last item in my trash category that I know what to do with, sounds so weird to say that I have a trash category, but I do, are these perfume testers. Also from a retail store, they were getting rid of them. I have hundreds of these things. I even have more in the basket behind you right now. It's those things in stores where you spray the perfume on so you can smell it and save it for later. My instant idea was to make fringe, and I made a little swatch of it. I'm obsessed with this idea. Like, I think it's so fun, and I just sewed it on actually with my machine. So it's just stitched across, and it just adds so much movement still. Like, it's not as stiff as I thought. The only thing is maybe we could like curl some of them up just to give it some shape so it's not so like flat. Oh yeah, like even that already is giving. What if we just like curl the odd one? There's so many different techniques we can do with this. Like, look how much movement there is in this versus when it was just flat before. Oh, I love it. I think this is gonna be a super fun project to do. If these plans are intriguing or a little bit odd to you, you can always subscribe because I'm going to share all of my sewing projects with you this year and show you the full process. Even if it's a fail, I will show you. And if you're new to the channel and want to catch up on my sewing projects, I made a whole playlist of my 2024 makes. But I will see you next week for our first sewing project of 2025. Bye! I love this.